What happened to Mario Winans? Mario Winans grew up in a musical household as the son of gospel singer Vicky Winans and gospel singer and pastor Marvin Winans. At such a young age, he got interested in music and taught himself to play piano, keyboards, and drums. It came as no surprise that he continued his love for music by entering and pursuing a career in the music industry. He started producing gospel music for various artists and members of the Winans family. Although many of his family members remained involved in gospel music, Mario turned to a secular type of music. He signed a production deal with Dallas Austin's Rowdy Records in the mid-1990s. This opened up bigger opportunities, and he got a chance to work with R. Kelly and 98 Degrees. Mario is one of the most talented and versatile artists in the music industry. Even now, when asked why his music does not always sound the same, Mario answered saying, "Growing up, I listened to a lot of different people, so the makeup of my subconscious and what I love are always things that gave me this feeling in my stomach. That's what made me produce what I feel. I'm very much a sound freak. I collect sounds. I have terabytes of sounds. Every time I go to the studio, I load up a different batch of sounds and pull from different things." In 1997, Mario released his first album, Story of My Heart, under Motown Records. The song I Don't Wanna Know made it to the R&B Top 50 chart. The song was a big hit, but the album was not commercially successful. Despite this setback, he caught the attention of Sean P. Diddy Combs, head of Bad Boy Records, and began working with him in the same years. This collaboration was Mario's stepping stone to his worldwide success as a singer, songwriter, and producer. His most recent studio album was released in 2004. Despite still producing music for Bad Boy and other artists, he temporarily stopped his singing career due to personal problems, which included tax evasion and child support issues. So how did Mario get himself into these problems? Let's dive right into the beginning. In the same year he met Diddy, he was introduced to Janelle Bennett, a fashion consultant for Diddy's clothing brand Sean John. According to Page Six, Mario and Janelle were in a serious relationship that lasted for years. Meanwhile, Mario also met a woman named Joy in the late 1990s. Sources said that he had an on and off relationship with Joy over the years while he was still very much involved with Janelle. As busy as he was in his personal life, Mario was also busy with his career. He focused on creating more music for Diddy and other Bad Boy artists. He collaborated with Diddy to write I Need a Girl and was featured on I Need a Girl Part 2 alongside Loon and Genuine. In later years, he expanded beyond the Bad Boy label and collaborated with artists such as Destiny's Child, Mr. Cheeks, Whitney Houston, and Tamia, among others. There's no denying the fact that Mario has an impressive resume. He has worked and collaborated with the top artists of the time. It's safe to say that all of his projects were well received and made an impact in the music industry. Around 2001, Mario and Joy welcomed their daughter Skylar. As he adjusted to life as a father, he began working on his own music. During the creation of the song I Don't Wanna Know, he wanted to use a sample from Enya's song, which was featured in the movie Sleepwalkers. However, the Fugees had already used the sample in their 1996 song Ready or Not, but without Enya's permission, and had to pay her a substantial fee as a result. Enya told Forbes magazine that Diddy ensured that the sample was cleared by seeking her pre-approval. She approved the use of the sample because Mario was a gospel artist and she considered him a clean act. However, she did specify that it would come at a cost. Enya is listed as a featured artist on the track and also earns a share of the publishing rights. Mario also gave up a portion of the publishing rights to Eric Sermon and Parrish Smith of EPMD for using the drums from their song You're a Customer. In February 2004, I Don't Wanna Know was released and became a worldwide hit, reaching the number 2 spot on the Billboard Hot R&B Hip Hop Songs chart and being certified gold. Mario's album Hurt No More was released 2 months later and debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200. Mario was also nominated for a Grammy Award. Although the follow-up singles from the album were not as successful, Mario shifted his focus to collaborating with other artists. He won his first Grammy for his work on the song Pray, performed by his aunt CeCe Winans. Mario continued to see musical success through his involvement in the song Last Night by Diddy and Keisha Cole. Despite his career being on the rise, his personal life was in turmoil, as he was still involved with Janelle even though he referred to Joy as his wife. Janelle told Page Six that after she found out she was pregnant, Mario disappeared from her life. She gave birth to a son named Jordan in 2005, and according to the Miami Herald, Mario eventually took a DNA test that confirmed he was the father. The extent of his initial support for the child is unclear, but in 2007, Janelle claimed that Mario had stopped paying her $4,500 a month in child support, leading to her falling behind on rent and eventually being evicted from her home in Miami. Janelle told Page Six that after moving to the south of Chicago and getting a job as a cocktail waitress, she wasn't making enough money to support herself and her son. She became homeless and was staying with friends. Janelle also claimed that while Joy lived in a 6-bedroom mansion and her daughter had expensive clothing, her son did not even have proper winter footwear. To add to the drama, Janelle provided Page Six with emails she received from Mario's mother, Vicky. In the emails from Vicky, she expressed her dislike for Janelle, calling her stuck on themselves, a pretty white girl with pretty eyes that thinks the world owes them everything. When approached for a comment, Vicky called Janelle evil and expressed concern about being around her because of Janelle's alleged involvement in witchcraft. Vicky also said that Mario wasn't a deadbeat dad but simply couldn't afford to pay child support and that she loaned him money to cover his payments. In 2009, Mario and Joy got married after a decade-long on-and-off relationship. Mario continued to be active in the music industry, and in 2010, he produced Dee Dee's Last Train to Paris album and Trey Songz's hit single Can't Be Friends. Despite reaching a reduction agreement to $2,500 with Janelle on child support payments in 2011, Mario and Janelle continue to have court battles, including in 2013 when Mario fell behind on his payments again. Janelle informed Page Six that in 2013 she discovered that Mario was not financially struggling, despite claiming to be, and as a result, the court increased his monthly child support payment to $3,500. Additionally, in the same year, Mario pleaded guilty to tax evasion after admitting that he deliberately did not file tax returns for the preceding 12 years. During the time he was awaiting sentencing for tax evasion, Mario continued performing as part of Dee Dee's Bad Boy reunion tour. However, his financial struggles continued as he and his family were evicted from their home, and he was sued by his landlord for unpaid payments totaling $47,461. In September 2017, Mario was arrested for not paying child support, and at that time, he owed Janelle $178,000. His lawyer informed the judge that he was struggling to make the $3,500 payment because he was only earning about $3,000 per month from his songwriting royalties. A judge warned Mario that if he failed to pay the remaining amount of child support owed to Janelle, he would be imprisoned. He agreed and was released with an ankle monitor. The next month, he appeared in court again for his sentencing in a tax evasion case. At the sentencing hearing for his tax evasion case, it was disclosed that Mario was struggling to pay for the legal expenses and had to take out substantial loans from his mother to make ends meet. The judge handed down a sentence of 5 years of probation, 500 hours of community service at a boys' music school in Newark, and a requirement to pay his tax bill and seek mental health treatment. The judge strongly criticized Mario during the hearing and expressed disappointment in his failure to support his son Jordan. The judge reminded Mario that he made the choice to be dishonest and that he must fulfill his responsibilities to his son now and always. Despite his promises to improve, Mario struggled to overcome his personal problems. 3 months after his sentencing, it was reported that law enforcement would take action against Mario for not paying his child support. Over the years, Mario struggled with his child support payments and was later faced with another issue from the IRS. In October 2018, the federal government issued a tax bill for Mario for nearly $1.5 million for his income from 2008 to 2012. The current status of this case is not known at this time. Mario continues to be a sought-after songwriter and producer and has recently collaborated with The Weeknd on his 4th studio album. He was also set to be a vocal coach for Dee Dee's Making the Band reboot, but the program was postponed due to the pandemic. In addition, he started an online mentorship platform named Art Time that aims to connect emerging independent artists with experienced industry professionals. Mario stated in an interview with You Know I Got Soul in 2020 that he has a large amount of music that he could have released over the years. However, he was primarily focused on personal growth and self-improvement. He also mentioned that he has a lot to express, including new perspectives on life, love, and other topics, which he believes will inspire others. In one of his interviews, he said, "I approach music thinking about the people. I write songs for the world, not the streaming. When you focus on the people, you're going to impact the people." What do you think of Mario now? Do you think that he could have gotten more famous if he was not in this mess? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Stay tuned for more interesting videos. Are you not entertained? If you are, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.